game, Bonas was down as much as 15 or more or something like that. Yeah, they're down 15 points and they came all the way back to beat Colgate. So we're 10-1 on the year. We still got 2 more games up before conference play begins, but still another good one for the Bonnies, taking down Colgate, who's been a Patriot League powerhouse. I mean, they've dominated that conference for a long time too. So I mean, that was a good win. Our team's been in the NCAA tournament for a long time. So yeah, really good win for the Bonnies, especially being down by that much to come all the way back. Good thing we had the home court advantage there, especially the student section too and all that. So it worked out in our favor, that win, somehow. I mean, our back against the wall became a win. So that's a good one for the Bonnies. So, well, we had some crazy NFL games. We had some good championship games there. Let's recap championship week real quick. Of course, my Duke Blue Devils beat Michigan State, though, like I told you. So some people on Michigan are, including my Uncle Mike and my cousin Nick. I mean, they're Michigan State fans. I know. How does that first L taste for Michigan State? Duke is still undefeated, buddy. I mean, Duke is 10-0. So how does that feel? So yeah, Duke 10-0 should be ranked number 1, but oh well. They'll be ranked number 1 but at some point this year. I know they will be. But let's recap championship week now, finally. It all started Friday night. We had 4 championship games, like most of them are group of 5, 4 out of the. So yeah. Then you had James Madison clinching a playoff spot. I mean, we'll get into the playoff ranking shortly. So yeah, James Madison won the Sun Belt. Huge win over Troy. I mean, at first, a little bit slow, but they pulled away in the second half. Oh, gay. Yeah, Mike Jordan. Yep. Oh, well, your team still sucks, so. It may be great, but they couldn't beat Duke. They're still, again, Michigan State's 0-3 against Duke at East Lansing. Think about that. Yeah. So, yeah, James Madison winning the Sun Belt. Tulane clinching a playoff spot by winning the American Athletic by beating number 24 North Tech. So it was supposed to be a great game, but it was a dominant Tulane win. Defense just showed up, shut down Mestemaker. Shut that quarterback down. Then you had a thriller in the Conference USA title game for a low-scoring game. Yeah. 2019 Final Four. We've had a more recent Final Four appearance. Even though we lost that one, but yeah, that was a good team we had. But yeah, Kennesaw State found a way to come back and beat Jacksonville State. It was a back and forth game. 19-15. It was low scoring, but it was a thriller, though. It was a good game. Kennesaw State, their second year in that conference, they win the Conference USA title. So, I mean, what a turnaround for them. They were 2-10 a year ago. This year, 10-3. So, I mean, what a turnaround for this Kennesaw State Owls program moving forward. I mean, from FCS to an FBS, what a transition that is. Really good transition, sure. Getting a conference title in their second year in the FBS. How you doing, Mr. Hericus? I mean, thanks for tuning in. And, of course, Boise State, for the third straight year, winning the Mountain West Conference game. So, that's a dynasty, no surprise there. Boise State, the powerhouse in that conference. That happened. The MAC championship, won by the Western Michigan Broncos there. Their defense looked dominant. That was a really defensive performance, pretty much, I would say. Offense looked good, but I think their defense is the biggest reason why they beat Miami, Ohio. Congrats to Western Michigan Broncos, your MAC champions this year. Alabama getting spanked by Georgia. Georgia finally overcomes their demons and finally beat Alabama in an SEC title game. They've overcome that finally in a dominant performance. So yeah, it kind of felt like the Florida State game for Alabama. Texas Tech dominated BYU, so they made a statement. They won the Big 12, so the Red Raiders in the playoffs for that win. Then you had the ACC title game. A 7-5 Duke team winning in overtime over Virginia. So what a night to be a Duke Blue Devil. Duke beating Michigan State in basketball, and of course, their football team winning the ACC title game against Virginia. So as a Hokie fan, I'm happy Virginia lost. I'm happy the UVA lost that one. Thank God. They didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. Let's be honest. They couldn't hang with some of these good teams. They blew their chance to win the ACC. UVA definitely did, because next year, one Virginia team is going to win the ACC next year, and that's Virginia Tech. James Franklin, I'm telling you, they're going to be an ACC title contender come next season. But of course, the game, probably the best game out of all of them, is despite being low scoring, Indiana, Ohio State, number 1 and 2, the battle unbeaten, lived up to the hype. And Indiana are the Big Ten champions, taking down the defending national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. What a win for the Hoosiers. No one expected them to be here, honestly. No one expected them to make the playoffs. I mean, the second straight year. What a team. I mean, Indiana has really built something. They made the playoffs last year, made one and done. This year, they're number 1 seed. What a 2 years has been for Indiana. Kirk and Jimmy, gotta be coaching the year after that one. And the CFP, the rankings came out. Alabama somehow got into the playoffs, despite, the loss of Georgia, but they got in. Oklahoma got in. That didn't surprise me, Oklahoma, though. Miami does get in. I think they deserve it. Notre Dame does miss the playoffs. Notre Dame, some people can say they snubbed, but the reason why they missed it is because that head-to-head matchup. That's why. It's because they lost to Miami week 1. That's what it came down to. Part of me thinks Notre Dame should have been in after Alabama losing, but it's all up to the committee. But Notre Dame's got to schedule some better opponents. I think part of it, the reason why they missed the playoffs. They got to start scheduling some more quality opponents. And now they drop out of a bowl game. Notre Dame is salty. They are just soft. Who drops out of a bowl game? You don't even get a chance to playoffs. That's unfair to the seniors. Who decides to make that decision? I'm from Western New York. I'm pretty much from Buffalo. But yeah, James Madison does get in because of the Virginia loss. Tulane got in. Texas A&M, I didn't surprise to get in after their great year. Despite the loss to Texas, they did good. So yeah, Ohio State's a number 2 seed. Texas Tech a 4 seed. Indiana will play in the Rose Bowl game. So yeah, I think it's a fair. Georgia number 3 after moving up a spot after that win over Alabama. I think that's fair. So yeah, those are your CFP rankings. We knew there's be some controversy with the whole Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami discussion. So Miami and Alabama get in. I think they deserve it. Notre Dame, part of me thought they deserve it, but on football, college football, I'm a Virginia Tech fan. NFL, definitely a Buffalo Bills fan. Yeah, I'm a Bills fan in NFL. So yeah, those are your CFP rankings. I think that's fair. So now let's make our picks for this week. There's some college football bowl games. There's also the Army Navy game, the traditional one, and you got the Heisman Trophy this weekend. So let's start with the bowl games. The Cricket Celebration Bowl is South Carolina State against Prairie View A&M. This is at Atlanta, out in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Part of me wants to take South Carolina State because they've been an HBCU powerhouse, but I'm gonna go Prairie View A&M. I think they're gonna pull this one off. I got them win this one. So give me Prairie View A&M. And the other bowl game, it is 8:00 on ABC. Boise State and Washington. Boise State, Mountain West champions for the 3rd straight year. The Washington Huskies, a Big Ten team. It's a tricky one, but I'm gonna go Washington this one. Much as I like to take Boise, but the Huskies, they've had a great year. They've been a solid team. But also, Tuesday, they got a bowl game there. The Veterans Bowl. It is Troy versus Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State, the Conference USA runner-up. This one's a tricky one. Taking this one, but I'm gonna take Troy. I think because they're so close. Honestly, they are so close. They were so close to beating, James Madison. That was a close game, but I'll take Troy this one. Especially how close it can be. Both teams had a good chance, but still, I like Troy. I think they're gonna bounce back. And Wednesday games, because I'll do the other bowl games next week. Old Dominion and South Florida, both 9-3, solid teams. But as a Hokies fan, I would take Old Dominion because they beat us fair and square. But I'm gonna take South Florida because they're a better football team. Plus, they knocked off the Gators. They beat the Florida Gators. Yeah, they got beat down by Miami pretty good, but still, they beat Boise State too. So South Florida's had a good year. So I gotta take them. They're gonna finish strong, a 10-win season. So give me the South Florida Bulls. And of course, another Wednesday game. Delaware, their first ever bowl game. I think it's their 2nd or 3rd year in the FBS level now. They're both 6-6. I'm actually gonna take Delaware in this one. I just feel like they're gonna win their first ever bowl game as a program. So I gotta take the Blue Hens in this one. So those are your bold picks. Let's do the Army Navy game this weekend. You got Army Navy, traditional one, American one. I mean, always traditional because soon enough there'll be a future. Soldiers' future. They all like part of the Navy. I mean, their future like fighting for our country. So I mean, I got to This is a tough pick, but I think Navy's a better football team than that one. So I gotta go the Navy midshipman this one. Either way, I feel like whoever wins, America wins no matter what. 'Cause it's Army and Navy. So yeah, I got the midshipman in that one. Before we get into NFL, let's talk about the biggest thing on this weekend. Obviously, the sports. I mean, obviously, football, like college football, of course. The house got the Heisman too. I forgot that. Oh man, Diego Pavia is so deserving. So is some of these other great players, like Jeremiah Love too from Notre Dame. But I'm gonna go Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, the Indiana quarterback. I mean, I got to go with him in this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go Indiana in this one. I got the Hoosiers. So yeah, I think Fernando Mendoza he deserves a Heisman. I'm actually getting his team to the playoffs. So yeah, but Thiago Pavia too is put up good numbers. That's a tough one, but either way, it's gonna be a good one. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for sticking up for me, Indie Grace. So yeah, but the biggest thing on the sports calendar is this is for WWE. This is professional wrestling. This is WWE right here. John Cena's final match. I mean, an end of an era as we know it for WWE. Cena, who's been around for 22 years, 22, 23 years in the business. I mean, I just can't believe it's over. I mean, another childhood memory gone, just like the Undertaker. Now, first Undertaker retires. Now it's John Cena. I mean, the one that's really changed the game for sure. He's changed the business for sure. Being the top guy for like 2 decades. It's amazing. Since winning his first world title back in 2005, now 20 years later, this is his final match. I mean, I've watched this guy compete. Yeah, he's been doing it for so long. Honestly, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I can't believe it's over. I mean, I've watched him wrestle since 2008, since I started watching WWE back in '08. 17 out of the long years. I got to see most of him in his prime of his career. Well, I mean, 17 world titles he's won. He's been to so many WrestleMania main events too. So I mean, this third most pay-per-view wins, 100 pay-per-view wins. I mean, so he's gonna go on a high note. He faces Gunther on Saturday night's main event. This will be streaming live on Peacock at 8 o'clock. They will kick off the show with the John Cena's match. I feel like this should have been a main event, but still, it's a good way to start out by passing on the torch, the Cena's generation to the Gunther and like LA Knight and all these great superstars, like this generation. It's a good way to pass the torch for sure in this one. I think John Cena's got to win this one. It's his final match. He's got to go out on a high note. So give me John Cena in this one. It's gonna be a hell of a match. Gunther, he's a big dude, but I tell you, Cena's been up some against the biggest guys like the Big Show, like in so many other greats, like Great Khali, I mean Undertaker. Obviously he's been up against some big dudes. So yeah, I gotta go John Cena this one. He's got to go on a high note. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in tonight for sure. But yeah, we got some week 14 recap. The Lions win a high scoring affair with the Cowboys. It was a good game, but Detroit, I figured was going to win this one. This is a bounce back game for Detroit because they were in desperation mode outside the playoff picture. They needed to win that one. My pick of the week did not do good. Washington getting shut out by Minnesota. Worst of all, Jaden Daniels gets injured once again. So yeah, Daniels. I mean, it's looking like it's like the same trend as Robert Griffin when he played for Washington. Injury after injury. I mean, Washington's got to handle these star quarterbacks better. They got to learn to protect Jaden Daniels more. I mean, seriously, they got to. I mean, seriously, I mean, I don't know why they keep pushing him to come back so many times. Every time he comes back, he keeps getting injured. I mean, Jaden Daniels, I think he's got to sit out the rest of the year. He's got to really get better. That's what they got to do. They can't rush him back anymore. This is what happened to RG3. It might happen again with Jaden Daniels. So yeah, that's the takeaway in that one. Dolphins winning once again. They're getting close to 500 now in the winning percentage wise. The Titans winning the toilet bowl over the Browns. Shador Sanders looked great despite the loss. So he looks promising though for years to come. So the Browns got their quarterback, I think, in the near future. Maybe. We'll see how he does the rest of the year and obviously in the future as well. The crucial AFC North division showdown goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers after a rough performance against the Bills. Literally, they're booing Renegade and then just bounce back and beat the Ravens. That's a huge bounce back win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore might be in trouble, but still, it's one game apiece. I mean, they still face each other one more time week 18, so we'll see what happens the rest of the year. Seahawks dominate the Falcons, so another dominant Seattle win. They got a great win there. The Jaguars win, which I fear they win, but what makes it worse about the Colts, worse than the law of the Colts, Daniel Jones towards his Achilles. He's out for the rest of the year. So, meanwhile, they bring back Philip Rivers out, bring him on the practice squad, so he's out of retirement now. That happened. Of course, the big upset there, the Saints knocking off the Buccaneers. I did not see this one coming. The NFC South's getting crazy again. It might be a two-team race again. Buccaneers and Panthers for sure now. Oh, God. The game of the week was the Bills-Bengals. No doubt about it. I mean, we were down as much as 10. I mean, we couldn't stop Joe Burrow for a while. Offense kept battling back. Our defense finally stepped up when it mattered. We cut the deficit, to like 3 points, And Joe Burrow throws a pick six to Christian Benford. Second straight week, Benford's got a defensive touchdown for the Bills. And then drive after that, Joe Burrow gets picked off again off a tip, and Epinesa catches that one. Josh Allen making the big plays, including that 40-yard touchdown too. So, I mean, including that 3rd and 15, getting that first down to win it, to ice the game away. What a battle. The Bills overcome that. I mean, we had some mistakes too, but still, way to overcome that in the snow. What a shootout between the probably two great young quarterbacks in Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. This is why Josh Allen won MVP last year. This is the reason why he's still MVP, I feel like, at times. He's making big plays like that, like he did, including that rushing touchdown. So the throw to Shakir too. I mean, he's had some big Superman. He was Superman that day for sure. But I mean, what a win! Finally, Gilbert come the hump and beat Joe Burrow in a game. Finally, what a way to do it for the Bills. I mean, wow. I mean, that was a hell of a game. Mike Jordan was right about his pick of the week. He knew the Broncos weren't covering that spread. I should have listened to him by taking that pick. Yeah, the Raiders. You knew the Broncos weren't covering 7.5. You knew it was a lot closer. So yeah, the Broncos won, but close expected. Bears Packers. I mean, at times I thought the Bears were going to win at times too, but Packers defense came up big. I think part of the reason why the Bears lost that game was the clock management late in the game. Yeah, I think, but yeah, part of it looked like a clock management issue. I think they wasted too much time before the interception happened. I think that's what happened. The Bears, what's why they lost. That was a tough one. But those two teams will meet each other again a couple weeks later, week 16. Rams dominated the Bears. Didn't shock me at all in that one. They put up 45 points. Rams still look like they're still the best team in the NFL, for sure. And what's even better, the Chiefs lose again. They are at a losing record, 6-7. Now they are officially out of the divisional race. They will not win the AFC West this year. It's either going to be the Broncos or the Chargers. They still have a chance to playoffs, but the odds have gone slim after that loss to the Texans. And the Eagles, sloppy game for both teams, but Jalen Hurts having a 5-turnover night to lose to the Chargers. Eagles are frauds right now. I'm telling you, the Super Bowl champs look like frauds right now. I will say. But now let's make our week 15 picks now to wrap up the night. Starting with tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football from Tampa Bay is the Falcons at the Buccaneers. I mean, we saw these two teams play each other in week 1, which the Buccaneers found a way to win that one. Baker Mayfield had a crazy game-winning drive. Of course, last time these two met on Thursday Night Football a year ago, Falcons won. Remember, Kirk Cousins had that 400-yard passing game a year ago. That was a fun one, Thursday Night Football. But this year it's a little different. Falcons out of the playoff picture, out of the division race. Buccaneers have to win this one after a bad loss to Saints. They got to win this one, especially with Panthers chasing them. So I'll take the Buccaneers to cover 4.5 at home, especially. So I think this is a game they got to bounce back here. They won't have a chance to sell for sure. They got to do it. Cardinals at the Texans. Texans are favored by 9.5. I'll take the Texans to cover because Cardinals are so bad. Plus, Texans are on a hot streak right now. That defense is just so dominant this year. Raiders at the Eagles. Ugh. This one I might be going back and forth in this one pick, honestly. I'm taking the Eagles right now. I'll cover 11.5 against the Raiders, but the Eagles they have not impressed me lately. They have not impressed me. Including both my games have had ugly loss to the Chargers. Of course, November they had an ugly win against the Packers. So this Eagles team has not impressed me. So I think they'll still cover because the Raiders, but I just don't know about this one. Jets and Jaguars. This is a mismatch. Jaguars are favored by 11.5 at home. I think Jaguars dominate the Jets. Oh, you're going Colts my pick of the week. Well, I'm taking the opposite, Mike. I'm taking the Seahawks my pick of the week. I'm taking the Colts to cover. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. JSN dominates. See, I got the Bears to cover 7.5 over the Browns. I think the Bears will win that one. This is a bounce back week for them after a heartbreaking loss to against the Packers last week. But this next game right here, I'm about to talk about, this is a huge game for the AFCs. If the Patriots win over the Bills, they clinch the division. But if the Bills win, the division is still up for grabs if the Bills win. Boy, it's a big one. Bills are 1.5 favorites, but it's in Foxborough. I don't know about this one. Patriots haven't lost a game in almost 3 months. Last time they lost it was the Pittsburgh Steelers when they turned the ball over 5 times. That was the last time the Patriots lost a game, was in Foxborough. And I think it's going to end this week. The winning streak of the Patriots, their days are done of winning so many games. Their cupcake spindle ahead for a while. It's going to catch up in this game. I got the Bills to cover this one. The Bills are just playing with just momentum right now. Defense is improving. Even though they had a high scoring game with the Bengals, their defense came when it mattered most. And then the week before that, dominating Aaron Rodgers, too. So, I mean, Josh Allen, I'm telling you, this game is important to the Bills as much as the Patriots. Bills are going to spoil the Patriots' chance of clinching the division. The division will still be up for grabs after week 15 for sure. So I got the Bills. They still got a chance in this one. They'll win this one. Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a must win for the Ravens. Bengals, their odds are so slim, but I gotta go Baltimore in this one, especially after they're gonna be mad after that loss to the Steelers. So I gotta go Baltimore in this one. The Chargers and the Chiefs. Chiefs gotta win every game now. They might get eliminated from playoff contention this weekend. They might be out of it. So I think the Chargers are gonna sweep the Chiefs and possibly eliminate the Chiefs from playoff contention this weekend. So I'm gonna go with the LA Chargers in this one. And this next one, the toilet bowl. I'm gonna take the Giants to cover the spread 2.5. They're gonna cover the spread against the Commanders. Commanders looked so bad last week against the Vikings a week ago. So I gotta go Giants this one. Jackson Dart beats Washington. Next, a 4:00 game here is the Seahawks and the Colts. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks to cover 13.5 as my pick of the week. I'm going Seattle to dominate the Colts. I mean, it shows how much they're going to miss Daniel Jones. So the Seattle Seahawks are going to dominate this one. Their defense is looking so much improved. They're so much better than a year ago. So I got to go Seahawks this one by 2 touchdowns to cover as my pick of the week. This should be a fun one. 4:25 on CBS as well. The Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos. Going to be a fun one here, especially got both great defenses, but also young quarterback matchup. This one, Jordan Love versus Bo Nix. But also, remember, a couple years ago, the last time these two met in Denver was in Denver, and the Broncos won. This one they had Russell Wilson as their quarterback. And Jordan Love, that was Jordan Love's first year, but I think Jordan Love will learn from mistakes from the last time he played Denver. So I think the Packers will cover 2.5 and win a crucial road game against Denver. Really possibly lock in a playoff spot, and also lock in maybe a division round after they play the Bears week after that. Panthers and the Saints. I'm going to take the Panthers to cover the spread 2.5. I know it's New Orleans, but Panthers were not going to lose. They're not going to get swept by the Saints. Panthers, they're going for first place too. So I got to go with the Panthers because both these teams will play each other next week. Lions and Rams. That's going to be another great one too. I'll be at Fox 4:25 one. Lions, this is a must win for them, but they're up against one of the best teams in the NFL in the LA Rams. I'm going to take the Lions at plus 5.5. I just think it's going to be a back and forth, high scoring affair. But Dan Campbell's going to find a way to beat Matthew Stafford. I'm telling you, the Lions are going to beat the Rams this one. Because they're underdogs right now. I think Detroit wins this one. Another 4:00 game, the Tennessee Titans at the San Francisco 49ers. I'll easy pick. 49ers to win by 13. The 12.5 spread, 49ers by a lot. Sunday Night Football, this one, I feel like this could have been flex, but I kind of get it because the Cowboys have a shot at the playoffs. Vikings have a slim shot at the playoffs too. This is in Jerry World. Should be a fun NFC matchup here. Just because the star power on both teams, especially a great wide receiver matchup. You got Justin Jefferson on one side for the Vikings, and you got, CeeDee Lamb on the other side for the Cowboys. Of course, don't forget about George Pickens, though. Jordan Addison, those two can play good, too. Vikings got a good wide receiver number 2 in Jordan Addison, and, of course, George Pickens, been a good picker for the Cowboys this year. So it will be a great one for sure, but I expect a lot of points in this one, I feel like, in this one. Maybe not, but I don't know. I think the Cowboys will cover this one. Vikings will miss the playoffs, unfortunately, because of the slow start they had this year. JJ McCarthy will probably bounce back next year, but it's just the growing pains this year. And plus, Dallas is just so desperate for a playoff spot in this one. So yeah, I gotta go Dallas this one. And Monday Night Football to wrap up this week, the Miami Dolphins at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dolphins still in the playoff conversation. Steelers, meanwhile, holding on the division right now. Should be a fun one in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna take the Steelers to cover 3.5 for sure. So I got the Steelers win this one. Thank you all for tuning in this week. We will see you all next week. Back to our normal start time, 8